Well, hello again. It's been a while. A lot has happened. A lot of water under the bridge or over the dam or wherever it is water goes. But here we are in San Luis Obispo. And this is the mighty Carenado Pilatus PC12. It's their new version of it. The old version wasn't especially good. The new version is pretty damn nice. I will say this is a short takeoff and landing, single engine Pratt & Whitney PT6A turboprop that can carry a lot of people and a lot of cargo, and it's not the fastest plane in the world. It's not the slowest either. But it can get in and out of some pretty tight airstrips, and therefore it is a lot of fun to fly. And there's a control tower that doesn't seem to have any tower attached to it, but that's neither here nor there, I suppose. Anyway, just to give you a little info on what's been going on, I had a whole bunch of computer hardware difficulties, rebuilt my computer entirely. Then I caught the flu, then I caught a cold, and then I caught another strain of the flu, which is a first for me, a double flu season. So it's been a little while coming here, or coming back. I'll just show you my settings here. This is an 8700K clock to 5.1 and 1080 Ti. And the graphics, as you can see, by the way, it's 3880 by 1440 or whatever that is, 21.9. And you can see high effects, high world objects, no scenery shadows, and maximum texture quality, and 4 times anti-aliasing. And it runs pretty damn well, but as you can see, that's a ton of VRAM already taken up, and that's not even someplace like Los Angeles. And it is still CPU bound. So as Laminar gets better and better at offloading stuff to the GPU, the performance will get better. Anyway, I'm using the Brunner control loading yoke, and that is both a blessing and a curse. It when it's good, it's very good, and when it's bad, it's difficult, because it can get a little hair trigger, it can get a little bit of lag, and if you don't have the profile dialed in just perfectly, it can embarrass you. It's not quite like the real thing, but it's also better than a lot of the other fake things. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a short flight up to Monterey from here. It's about a 35-minute flight, give or take. And then, but before we do that, we're just going to do a few circuits here to get ourselves reacquainted with flying, and to get you reacquainted with me flying, which is not necessarily the same thing. This plane doesn't have a prop control. It's got a condition lever and a unified power control. Let's make sure this is off. It doesn't have a FADEC per se. So I don't think that is a consideration. It handles very nicely. It doesn't fly like the typical Carenado rocket ship. Anyway, and I will warn you ahead of time, I have only started studying the POH, so this is probably not going to be by the books, but we're going to turn our 2 batteries on. We're going to ascertain we have correct voltage. Let's just make sure we have enough fuel and we're loaded properly. So oh, what the hell am I doing? Not that. God, it would help to be able to operate this thing properly. There we go, weight and balance. All right. right, we've got enough fuel, more than enough fuel, so we'll be a little bit heavy. And that all looks fine. So this is a fully loaded flight, not a frugal fully loaded flight. For some reason he attaches inordinate significance to the fact that he uses 2 computers and not 1, but let's leave that aside. Trim is set, and actually that's not going to work. Yeah, that'll work right now. And these are all just environmental lighting, but what we will do is turn our nav light on, turn our beacon on. The starter is fairly automated. The starter interrupt here is in case you get a hot start. However, I've noticed that it's normal for the ITT to spike for about 2 seconds, then come down. I think that's just an artifact of the gauge and not an indication that there's a problem with the engine. In that sort of situation, if it persists up there, what you would do is you would bring your condition levers back down, and you would hit starter interrupt, and you would basically pray that you haven't done thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage to your engine. Pardon me, to your $500,000 engine. So having ascertained that our levers are in the right place, ooh, there we go. That's our beta control here, see? Don't want that. We will taxi in beta mode though, because we will have to. All right, condition lever is fine, voltages are fine, lights are on, gens are on, avionics are off. I don't know whether you start it with the gens on or off, but I know we're not going to fry our avionics, so I'm going to wait for 12% and 1 here. And when that happens, we're going to move our condition lever to ground idle. There we go. And then we're going to monitor the start. See how it spikes up there? And then it comes down. Again, I don't think that's an indication of a problem. And that stabilizes, that's good. Oil pressure is fine. Temps are immaterial at the moment. Let's get our avionics on. Look at that, that's great. I love that sound. Taxi lights on. Notice how it's got an integrated Garmin 750. Slaved to our HSI. And let us go.
TOS system test OK.
Let's depart. On a procedure, we'll depart on the crate 3. And we'll take it to, what was it, Frams? Yeah, why not? Load that. Boom, that moves, that's good, that's fine. Then we'll go DirectX Sir. And then we'll go direct Salinas, and actually, well, let's just put in our destination. Kilo Mike, Romeo Yankee. And then we'll load in an approach procedure. Let's try an LPV approach. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see how well this works here. Load a procedure approach. Since the wind is nil, let's do the RNAV LPV 10 right. Transition Salinas. You know what? Let's first of all do this. Let's not go to Salinas. Let's lose Salinas. So We don't have it. All right, so there's Big Sur. I'm getting way ahead of myself here, obviously. And let's not do vectors. Let's do Zebed. Yeah, that'll work. All right, there we are. All right, that's good, that's good, that's good. All right, now, before we do anything else, let's do a couple loops around the pattern again to learn how to fly. So we'll go off of runway 11 here, see what the altimeter is. Airfield elevation, I believe, is 230 something, so let's find out here. Skip that, skip that. All right, 3018, so we're at 3022. I think I'm right. 235. All right, well, that's good enough. Got our flaps set, got our trim set. All right, a moment. Let's see, how do we get out of here? Pop into beta is what we do. Because as you can see already, come on. Already we're taxiing at 8 or 9 knots, and that's in beta idle. Look at this. We're not even going to use the full runway. This is a short takeoff and landing aircraft, and look at that control tower. That is really weird. Huh. Alright, let's do a little southwest taxiing. So let's see, it's a 6,000 foot strip. Let's give ourselves 3,000 feet, so we'll do a little intersection departure. What we'll do is we will do a 180, we'll loop around, we'll go up to this hill, we'll go right up to that oil tank there and do another 180. So it's not really a pattern, it's departing with an Immelman and returning with power off 180 only with power. Alright, there we go. So I just want you to see what this airplane can do. What we'll do first is we will squawk Stanley Kubrick. And get lit up. There we go. Check our T's and P's. They're all perfect. Check our flaps and our trim. Alright. And we'll take the runway, and as you can see, there's not a lot of runway. But that does not really matter. Our approach is clear. Barely any runway at all, but I just want you to watch this. Alright. A little bit of back pressure on the yoke because that's one way to avoid the X-plane skid on the ground. But this is an exuberant plane when it comes to rotating. rotating, so I have to be very careful. So we'll advance the power. I'm going to take a lot of right rudder because there's a shitload of torque. And up we go. Even heavily loaded as we are. Alright, so we'll climb at about 100. Up comes the gear. Up comes the flaps. Round we go. Climb up to 1000 AGL. And I'm doing double rate turns right here. I'm putting about this line of the bird right on the reference line. I'm using too much rudder. Alright, so there's the first hillock and there's the second one. And here we are. At 1000 AGL. And you notice how exuberantly it wants to pick up speed. We don't want to do that. Now, as you'll see, this double rate turn here, as soon as I get across that road, out can come gear. Power can come almost to idle. First notch flaps can come in. And when I get to the oil tank, we'll hook a double rate left-hand turn, and that'll line us up perfectly for short final. First of all, we'll get fully configured. There we go. We'll land with flaps 30. And again, double rate turn. We want to land at about 75. Okay, there's our threshold. A little bit fast.
500.
That's going to roll us out just about right. Here we go, we're red over white. Overshot it a little bit. Alright. And I don't want to overflare. This is the problem with this yoke. Is the line, it is not as linear as I'd like it to be. Okay, eyes down the runway. Just going to hold that. Okay, up a notch of flaps. That wasn't bad, but we can do better than that. Rotate here. It's easier to rotate on departure than it is on arrival. Okay, around we go. Again, double rate. So that's 6 degrees per second. Number one hill. I'm going to actually use my climb here to lose some speed. Got another 100 feet to go. There we go. Alright, again at the road there we'll start to decel. Right about there. Off power. Oops. Clutch the gear there. Okay, come first notch. Okay, 3 greens. sits lower than you would think. So actually, you flare lower than you would think. A little slow there, but not too bad. There we go. Okay, so around we come. I'm going to turn a little bit early because I'm a little bit low. And let us this time try not to miss.
Terrain ahead.
To miss the turn to final. Now I'm a little steep.
500.
There we go. Trimming back a bit. Okay, there we are. A little high and a little fast. Not bad. Alright, now it's the twitchy little yoke here. Just gonna hold that. Oh, that was not bad. Coming into beta and into reverse. And look at us decel. Decel like a champ. All right. Excuse me. Now we'll get us into low idle here. And we'll get ready to fly to Monterey. Just exit the runway here and enter far end. Look at that, going 13 knots in beta. Okay. Beautiful scenery. Those are vineyards, by the way. Those are grapes. Alright, set the old parking brake. We'll cruise at flight level 200. And you can see we can certainly climb that high that quickly. Oh, come on. Hate twiddly knobs. I really hate twiddly knobs in a simulator. Okay, we'll arm that. Okay. And let's get our flight plan back. Oh, that's fine. Direct crate. Course lines up. That lines up. Get our pardon me. Get our flaps where they need to be. Get our conditioning lever where it needs to be. Get our props Now, that's saying our trim is a little bit mistrimmed. There we go. And our approach end is clear. And our lights are as we want them. Departure end is clear. Use a little turboprop trick and crank in a little bit of right rudder trim. And there's negligible wind from the left. So I'm just going to cock in a little bit of left aileron. 3 knots off of right about there. All right, shall we? Torque. Okay, here's 80. And up we go. Okay, tap brakes. Keep up. At 100, so let's do IAS and nav. There we go. All right, our altitude should be armed, but it's not. Now it is. Goes off when your wheels leave the ground. I guess you can't arm it on the ground. All right, well, lesson learned. And we'll just hand fly this Swiss beastie. Because why shouldn't we? I'm just going to pitch down and climb a little bit faster there. Capture that. There we go. Trim for that. You see the trim's a little bit delicate on this. If the trim is just a little bit wrong, then all kinds of things kind of get jerky and herky, which is too bad. Climbing at 2,000 feet per minute, that's not bad. Still need a lot of right rudder trim. Look at that. Wow. But right now, I am pretty much hands off. Handles beautifully. And as you can see, I'm just going to give it a big-ass roll right here. It does not roll like a standard Carenado product, in other words, like a jet fighter. I mean, it moves, but that's pretty normal. And that was an egregious control input. And you can see that the apparent control loading is very nice, so watch. I'll give it a yank, and then I'll give it neutral, and you notice it settles right in there. It's got more or less, well, let's see if it's got what kind of stability it has here. I'm just going to go wings level here in a second, as soon as we come on course. And I'm just going to let go of, now let me get our rudder trimmed out first. There we go. Okay. Let go of the controls, and it's basically stable. Now I'm going to upset it. Let's see if it comes back. It's got neutral to very slight positive stability. I'll upset it this way, which is more problematic because of the torque of the engine. So, give it a little upset and let go. And yeah, it's a little bit unstable in that regime, but that's because we're pumping out about 2,000 foot-pounds of torque from a single engine, so that's understandable. Here, let's see about this in a pitch regime here. Give it an upset. Now what should happen is it should pick up speed, and then up should come the nose, and then it'll climb a little bit too fast, and it'll overshoot. There, let's see. So it overshoots. Now it's going to slow down, and the nose is going to drop. And the nose is dropping. And now the oscillation should get just ever so slightly smaller. And it does. There we go. Let me just level us out a little bit, though. I'm just using roll input here. Okay, now it oscillates again. This is called a fugoid oscillation. And yes, it's less than before. All right, well, it works. It's very stable. And it behaves the way an airplane does, which is kind of nice. A little right, of course, so we'll just correct here. And see how the autopilot behaves. Altitude armed, enunciating, that's good. IS mode, enunciating, confirmed. That's good. And now we can do the old John Fly shot. Pretty goddamn nice. Let's see what this one does. Oh, that one's not worth shit. Where is it? Where's the plane? There it is. All right. Nice. Very nice. Alright, have to do the old flight simulator thing. Off come the landing lights. That's a great looking shot. See what kind of frames we're getting. Okay, we're good. And that is good sir right there. And we have Salinas tuned in nav 1. We've got Big Sur in nav 2. We really don't want Salinas, so let's get rid of that. Already on our approach. Now we're at the end of our SID. This little juggalo right here, I forgot about that. And again, we're climbing up at a nice clip here. There we go. Looking good. Feeling good. This is to get us out of a little piece of military airspace. That right there. This is the DME to Big Sur, but there's only one way to find out. No, it's to the next waypoint. I don't think there is a DME as such on this airplane. Is there? My apologies. Should know a little bit more about this plane. Okay, air pressurization is fine. That's good. No, I don't think there is a DME on this plane. Alright, set standard altimeter here. And we'll brief our approach because we're going to be coming down real soon. GPS 10 right. That's a decision altitude, but we can't set a decision altitude on this plane, only a decision height, which is another oddity, but so. 520. And there's a hold. It's probably going to want to fly the hold. And Zebit should be at 2600. Set our decision altitude. I'm going to have to be coming down real soon. And I'm sorry I keep saying decision altitude when obviously it looks like all I can set is a decision height. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to look at my utility menu here. And decalc. And I want to be 2600. 1 mile before Zebit. And then I want to go down. 1200 is fine. Display the message when it comes. Okay. Yep. That works. No, not 26,000. 2600. Now, is my altitude armed? Yes, it is. Is it capturing? Yes, it is. I don't want to descend that fast. Alright, so we're 11 minutes from TOD. as you can see, we're going to pick up speed toot sweet here. And let me just fix my rudder trim. You can see where the ball is here. You can see we're sort of canted off to one side. Sorry, I don't know what a sensible cruise power is here on this airplane, but we'll just go by the Barber pole and by our temps and torques and just make sure we're not breaking anything. So that is Big Sur, and we are pointed at it. So we would depart Big Sur, we'll go right out over the ocean right about there, we'll spin once around the hold, and then away we will go. This has a lot of neat little stuff, like for instance here. You can, not that it matters in your life, but you can adjust the pedals like you would in a real plane, which is absolutely useless in a sim, but it's kind of cute to have it, I suppose. And everything else is just nicely implemented. It flies nicely. So we've got 8 from TOD. No, we're less than 8 from TOD. Vertical speed of 1,000 feet per minute. And let's also arm our altitude. Altitude armed, enunciating. 1,000 feet showing. I'm just going to roll off the power a bit. On our target here. I'm going to slow down just a bit more so that we reduce our ground speed a little bit. Excuse me. Alright, check our local altimeter. It is 3024. Sur. It's the biggest Sur I can see. Okay, set and checked. Miles from our initial approach fix. Let's see if it's got a hold in there. It does have a hold in there. Alright, that's fine. It means we can come a little bit high and still lose altitude, because that gives us basically 10, 12, 14 track miles in a hold to lose altitude, so that's always good. Down we go. Again, as you saw in the practice landings, this airplane actually sits pretty low, so you really don't want to flare too high. It does have trailing link gear, so it'll make us look good no matter what. It's pretty goddamn sweet. Alright, descent is proceeding properly. Speed is fine. Which means we could actually lose 18,000 feet. So let's do this. Let's take our rate of descent here and slow it down just a little bit. There we go. And let's actually maintain our speed. So let's crank in a little more beans. I know it's not the most efficient way to do it, but heavens to Murgatroyd, it sure is fun. And look at this beautiful ortho scenery courtesy of Fort Boy 2 on X-Plane.org. The org. Whatever that means. It's probably warning we're in military airspace. Oh, we're coming close to Monterey's Delta, so that's cool. Monterey, by the way, should be right. The airport is right there, so we're going to loop out to sea and come back in. Pop. Alright, we are 46 from 7, which means 12, 13, we come down 13.5, so we're still doing just fine. Because we only have to come down 12 right now. Check our pressurization. It's all good. Look at our cabin. It's descending imperceptibly slow, so that's good. And it's a nice looking coastline. You can see all the Sur there. It's very big. It's Big Sur. This is Big Sur country. Not Bob Dole country, Big Sur country. That's Little Sur right down there. See that? It's like Big Sur, only it's little. Little Sur. Make sure that altitude is still on. Excuse me. Bob Dole's peanut butter. This is right where we load scenery. Every single time I fly here. About another 10 seconds we'll be through it. no matter what you do. I've got it all on a solid state drive now, and it still loads like this. Loading up the next tile. Come on. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Back to normal. So again, there's the airport. No, actually, there's the airport. And they don't make Sur any bigger than that. That is really, I think, the biggest Sur I've seen in a while. Let's see if we can see it. Can we see it yet? Right there. No. In a second, you'll be able to see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Right there, the Laguna Seca Raceway. The most beautiful and treacherous race courses on Earth. Let's have a good approach here. Let's see if it enunciates right. So 30 miles and almost 9,000 feet right on the beam, so we're almost smack dab on target. And again, because we're in this hold here, we could easily be high. I want to see if this gives us the correct approach guidance. Make sure I have the right platform altitude. Oh, damn it. Hang on. Alright, that is technically our platform altitude. This says altitude, which is interesting because normally when something like that lights up, it means it's holding altitude, but I guess this means altitude select because it says altitude on here on the flight mode enunciator, so we'll cut it some slack. Yeah, there's the Laguna Seca right there. Or it's now called Mazda International. Nonsense bullshit. And Pebble Beach is right here. And Spyglass Hill. And we really should slow down. We could just fly a visual approach, but I really want to see this thing perform. This is supposed to enunciate. I just don't know what the correct mode enunciation looks like. I know what it looks like on here. It'll say right down there VNAV, it'll say LNAV plus V, or it'll say LPV or whatever. Alright. So it's pretty straightforward. 2600 in. 1700 out, and then on the way downhill from there. Pretty straightforward. And there's the airport. Yep, there's the raceway. Took a lap of that raceway in a Mazda Miata, and it was more than a little fun. Alright, so there we go. We're direct to Zebed, and then we've got this hold. That's not a hold, it's a procedure turn. Upstairs. Altitude is armed. And let's see if everything works. Just gonna slow us down a bit then. Taco. Oh, that is just... I'd live there. I'd live the shit out of there. There's another little transparency problem. Reversal. Quasi-procedure turn. Altimeter is checked. Pressurization is fine. Everything looks good. That's San Francisco over there, over that 2 hills. Let a little speed bleed off here. The plane is very, very slippery. It does not lose speed easily. Okay, turning outbound on our approach track. There's our inbound course, and let's just set our inbound heading. Again, we're going to make a left turn. A little high. properly. Just watch our speed here. We obviously don't have auto throttle. Around we go. We're at an appropriate speed for a procedure turn. Flaps out. Yeah, right on the hairy edge. Alright, come up on our altitude. Just fine. Make sure that it is armed. Away. Soon as we start to level out, will come the first notch of flaps. Okay, let's see if it captures. Depending on whether we hit our approach. Alright, there's 200 away. Here we go. Let's see. Come on. Come on, little airplane. You can do it. There we go. Alright, so we're going to wait a couple beats to slow and then put in a notch of flaps. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Target altitude. Oops. Should put in 1. Oh, come on. Alright. Keep up about 120. And we are on an intercept for the approach. And let's see if it actually will perform the approach. Approach is armed. Where does it enunciate on that Garmin? Come on. Maybe when we hit the final approach fix. Are we going downhill? Are we? We should be soon. Let's see, Minnick is our final approach fix. We're half a mile. Come on. Come on. Go down, go down, go down. Come on. You gonna do it? You're not gonna do it. Are you? You mad bastard. Come on. We are on the approach. Come on. Go down. Go down. Go, go. You're not going down. That's the final approach fix. It is active, yes? Oh, there. LPV. There we go. Come on, go down. Go. It's not providing guidance. And we're getting higher and higher. It's enunciating it. No, I don't want to go visual. Well, now I guess I do. No, come on, go down. Ha. Alright, screw you. Take the yaw damper out, take the flight director out, get the Gear down. Look at pain in the ass. I know I did something wrong. Boom. Feet on the rudder pedals. So it enunciated it, but it didn't. That approach armed? I don't get it. Alright, well, screw it. Somebody will have to help me out in the comments. Slow down. Get fully configured. Gear down, 3 greens. I mean, we're fine, but still, fucking pain in the ass. And I'm gonna screw up the landing, so. Just working my way back on profile here. There we go, 1 red. Of. No excuses. Lose a little speed here. Slowly creeping off the throttle.
500.
Thank you, ma'am. Landing. A little bit of a crosswind. Bit of a tree. Walk back the trim a little bit. Now I'm not going to lose my nerve here. I'm just going to... Well, I did it. Nah. Jerks on the controls. Wasn't looking down the runway. Let's start our walk of shame early. Dumpster. All right, I'm going to show you what I did wrong here. Kill these cautions. All right, so. Should have just held my pitch attitude, but I didn't. And we double clutched the landing. There we go.
Don't sink.
Yeah, shut up.
Don't sink.
I won't sink.
Don't sink.
Let's see. There we go. Don't talk. All right, so. Excuse me. Nice and stable, nice and smooth, no problem. No reason to do anything here. Start rolling off the power just a touch. This is where the yoke gets twitchy, and this is where I get twitchy. So I should have just held that, maybe come back about another half a degree. Now watch. Jerk, jerk, jerk. I sort of caught myself as I did it, but that was ugly. Look at that. Ah. There. It's almost not even worth a Hawaiian 5-0 shot. Come on. Alright, there we go. There we go. Alright, so this is a pilot losing his nerve. And it's such a beautiful approach. Look at this. Let's look at that. Steady as a rock. Look at that. There's no oscillations. There's no nothing. It's when I went to look down the runway, I glanced back down at the nose. And I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that at all. Look at that. Look at that. You can't beat that. That's perfect. It's not even budging. And then, didn't look as bad from that angle, but here, try it in a little slow-mo. All right, so. There's a little twitch. And there's another little twitch. And there's another little twitch. Oh. Such a wasted opportunity. All right, here. That was beautiful. See, look. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, hello. All right, so I didn't even have to do anything. I could have held that attitude up there. Why am I flaring there? That's because I looked down. I looked down and I got scared. I looked down and I pulled up instinctively. All right, so the sound's a little bit off. All right, one more from the cockpit here. Now watch. This is so crucial not to do. All right, so I'm just going to freeze the track IR here so you don't actually see the mistake I made. What I should do is by the time I get to that tree, I should be looking right about there. And I was, but then I glanced down here, and you'll see when it happens. See, look at that. I'm fixated right on that point, which is where I should be. I'm walking back the power. Just holding it. And I shouldn't even start to think about flaring until this starts to get right around there. Like right there. Oh, but look at that. Oh. I want to see how bad it looked from the tower. Don't know why I do, but I do. See if the folks in the tower had a nice laugh at my expense. All right, there we go. Perfect. Well, at least the airplane didn't let me kill myself. Anyway. It's good to be flying again. That's mainly the thing. That is the main thing. And with that, here in Monterey, I'm going to go play around and see you again real soon. Bye-bye.